Welcome back to Chamber Exchange TV show. I want to thank our sponsors who help make the show happen, Bank Hometown and St. Vincent Hospital. I'm very pleased to have with us on our second segment, Abby Marschke, who is the Executive Director of Marketing, DIY, and Customer Service at Saint-Gobain Abrasives. Abby, welcome.
Thanks, I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, I think a few years back we were on to talk about the Winter Olympics.
Yep.
and Saint-Gobain Norton's support of the luge team, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so they're gearing up for their next Olympics in 2 years, while everybody's on the Olympics high.
Yeah, the Summer Olympics certainly have captured people's attention. But speaking of capturing people's attention, a lot of really exciting things happening with Saint-Gobain here locally in Worcester, and we want to talk a little bit about multiple things, good things that are happening. But one of them is the continued investment of the company in the city and jobs locally with a breaking ground coming up.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's been such a transformation of the campus. There's really right-sizing the campus, and so this was an opportunity to do so. So in partnership with WBDC, transferred 51 acres and contributed $12 million to that transfer. So they're revitalizing that piece of the property, which had been underused. And then that allows us to invest in our operations, and with that comes the need for a new administration building. So that's something that we've been working on for the past 4 or 5 years in terms of getting to this point. And now we're at the point where the groundbreaking on the 26th of August.
Okay, so we've seen, I think it was a $22 or $23 million. We did a ribbon cutting a year or two ago. Saint-Gobain had invested in a new power plant for the facility, which that modernization speaks to that right sizing and being fuel efficient and a good environmental steward. You talked about the conveyance of the 51 acres to the Worcester Business Development Corporation, which they are helping create pad-ready sites, which will create jobs and expand the tax base in the city, and then the continued investment that the company's making in the new administrative headquarters. That's going to be, again, construction jobs and a statement that we're here for the next 100 years.
Exactly. It's part of the long-term plan for growing manufacturing and thriving in Worcester. We're proud of our manufacturing roots and continued investment. So the powerhouse was a really large step in that, and now it's with that transfer, the moving of the administration building, so that we'll be closer to the plants. Be within our new campus size, and it's been a great project to be working on.
Yeah, anyone in Central Mass who might be driving in the Greendale area or 290, 190, I mean, the transformation of the campus that the WBDC is taking, and one great thing about the Worcester Business Development Corporation and Saint-Gobain partnering with them is that they don't have the pressure of shareholders or investors. They can be patient, find the right end user, and that they've stated publicly as part of the Greendale revitalization plan that they want it to be end users that can create a lot of jobs and complement kind of that manufacturing corridor.
Yeah, absolutely. That was important to us. And as we thought about our new space, we wanted to think about what does it mean to be an administration building in Worcester attached to manufacturing, and then how do we be good partners within the community as we do this. So it was important to us to work with our developer and our builders to say, let's develop a community benefits commitment. So in terms of how we're hiring workforce to be building this building, how do we make sure that it's representative of the Worcester community? How do we make sure that local companies are included? How do we make sure that we've got people of color, that we've got women on our work site? And so we developed in partnership with them a goal to have 50% of Worcester residents on the job, that we're going to have all of the workers within a 30-mile radius of Worcester, 38% people of color and 10% women, and then also make sure that there's a strong apprentice partnership on that program, so up to 15% should be apprentice workers. So really thinking about what it means to be a good employer, to be a good citizen, and what was going to be important to our company and then also to the city of Worcester.
Right, so you mentioned in August 26th?
Yep.
26th, groundbreaking.
Right.
Hopefully completion and occupancy by January of 2026. And for somebody who might not be familiar, about 700 employees in the Greendale campus.
That's right.
Important jobs for manufacturing and all the supports that go with it. Another 300 plus jobs in Northborough. So when you think about large major employers in central Massachusetts, Saint-Gobain certainly is front and center, especially as a manufacturer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the new headquarters, 47,000 square feet,
That's right.
180 employees.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and that's representative of all of our Saint-Gobain businesses. So that's going to have folks from our from our Saint-Gobain Surface Solutions. So that's going to be where the Abrasives sits. We've got folks from Grains and Powders, and then we've got Life Sciences. So it'll be a true Saint-Gobain building within what we know as the Norton campus.
yeah, and a headquarters for.
Yep, Abrasives Worldwide are still in. Yep,
got it.
Have been, will be. Abrasives Worcester.
Right. And that's, I think, important, and maybe we can just go back on that when, there were kind of different divisions, and maybe if you could just talk a little bit about the different divisions under the Saint-Gobain umbrella.
Yeah, so Saint-Gobain, their promise to the world is making the world a better home, and with that is a commitment to light and sustainable construction. And then Abrasives sits within the Surface Solutions group. And so then what we do is we manufacture abrasives that are used in a variety of applications, really transforming surfaces. So whether that's the medical industry, the steel industry, aerospace, automotive, to sandpaper for your projects on your deck. And so that's really where we fit into that. That's the do-it-yourself.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then really looking to see how can we be a good partner to the world, and so with a strong effort on decarbonization. So that's part of our powerhouse goals, that's part of our carbon neutrality goals, and then that's part of us working with industry to say, how can we help reduce carbon emissions in the surfacing that we do in their facilities?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you talked about some of the community benefits commitment and some of the goals. Cushman and Wakefield is kind of the real estate.
So yep, they started with us and they helped us scope out the project and find the developer partner. Mm-hmm. Yep. So now we're working with Pure, so they've come on board, and they're really helping us manage the project. And then DPR is the builders.
And so if there's potentially contractors or people working out there, they could maybe reach out to some of those companies and learn.
DPR, definitely.
DPR, learn about the details and maybe how they might bid on some of that work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the Olympics, for 2 years from now, and some of the abrasives, as I remember, that are made by Saint-Gobain are used on the luge?
Absolutely, the runners and the steels. So we work with them. We've got both technical resources and product resources that we do in conjunction with other companies to say, how can we, for a sport that comes down to a thousandth of a second, how can we help eliminate that friction, which is going to be what's going to slow you down on the ice, and how can we get them to have the smoothest ride and the fastest? Right.
So whether it's luge, do it yourself, your automobile, you're in a plane.
Yeah.
Saint-Gobain Norton Company touches all those things.
Right.
Good. Well, Abby, thanks for being with us. We look forward to the ribbon cutting and
thanks. Look forward to seeing
you
there.
And the opening. And I think for all in Central Mass, appreciate Saint-Gobain's continued commitment and the important role that they play as an employer in the region.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Good. Well, we're going to come for our final segment. Stay with us. We're going to talk a little bit about golf as we slowly head into fall. Still plenty of time to golf, indoor or outdoors. Stay with us.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.
Worcester, a city with heart, history, and promise. A hub of innovation in life sciences, education, and healthcare. Home to multi-generational families, first-generation citizens, and next-generation baseball and hockey greats. Home to great parks, world-class museums, theaters, and restaurants. Worcester, the place to visit, to invest, and to call home.